Hello everyone, Football Manager Tactics here and welcome back to episode 5 of my Football Manager 24 beta save with Liverpool. So, just a quick recap, the last time that we spoke, we had finished a 5-2 game against Rennes, which meant that we topped our group in the Europa League. Since then, we've actually played a good bit into the save. We're now in 2024, February 2024 to be exact, and there's a lot of things that we need to catch up on. First of all though, let's have a look at the fixtures. As you can see, mostly wins. We did have a loss to Sheffield in the League Cup. We did put out quite a young side in that though, and I'm not too bothered. It's the League Cup. No one really cares about it, to be honest, so I was kind of happy that we lost. I mean, if we had a won, yeah, great, it's another trophy, but I wasn't too bothered, to be honest. More games means more tired legs, and the less we can avoid that, the better for us. We are gunning for the league and the FA Cup, and also the Europa League. That's a treble that we have on our sights this season, and I really want to finish as strongly as possible in all of those contests. Looking at the league, we've actually had some very positive results, actually not fairly, very positive results, mostly wins and mostly some big wins. 7-0 against Sheffield, 5-0 against Arsenal, and then a 5-0 against Newcastle, as well as a 5-2 against Brentford. We did have a 1-1 draw with Spurs in there, as well as a 2-2 draw with Sheffield. We did rotate a little bit, just to give some minutes to some of our newer signings, which we'll cover in a few minutes. But yeah, overall, things are looking pretty healthy for us. In the league, we are currently top with a game in hand and a 1 point difference between us and City. So that technically could be 4. We do have City next, so this is really a 6-pointer game for us. If we were to get a result out of this, it would mean that we'd be able to put some distance again between us and City, especially with the fact that we have a game in hand over them as well. Elsewhere in the league, United have managed to stay around the 4th, Arsenal on 5th, Newcastle on 6th, Burnley dropping off slightly as well. They were flying high earlier on in the season. Aston Villa still in 3rd though. Looks like they have a good solid grip on 3rd as well, so it'll take some catching from United to make up that 11-point difference. Spurs down on 29 points in 13th, and then Chelsea in 11th with 32 points. Very surprising. So let's fill you in on some of our transfers. We did confirm the signing of Andre, so he has come in. He's actually been pretty immense since he's come in and in the games that he's played. A couple other signings then. We've signed Jeremy Frimpong for 40 million. He has been fantastic. Honestly, he has been unbelievable since he's come in. I set him a target because he wanted to become a regular starter in the squad. So I set him a target that if he was to have a 7.5 average overall rating, that I would consider putting him to a regular starter. He has exceeded that so far in all of the games that he's played. In fact, he is currently averaging 7.64. So he's played a couple of games in the FA Cup and a couple of games in the league as well, or a few games in the league actually, a few as a sub. He's been phenomenal for us. I can't fault him whatsoever. 40 million also looking like a steal. He will develop into becoming a very good player for us. I'm very, very sure of that. Next on the list we have Adamo Nagalo. He came in from Nordsjælland for 5.5 million. He is a centre defender. We have shipped him out on loan. He actually has gone out on loan to Real Madrid, actually, of all clubs, but he has made 2 starts for them so far. We bought him for 5.5 million. He is now worth almost 30 million. So yeah, he's not going to get the game time for us. Not this season anyway. We have a few players ahead of him for sure, but he will be a very good backup and a young player that we're going to look to develop even further. Lastly, we have Ousmane Diomande, signed for 80 million from Sporting. This guy is exceptional. I'm looking for him to be our starting left-sided centre-back, probably as cover for whenever Virgil eventually leaves the club. There is interest in Virgil from Saudi at the moment. He's not interested in renewing his contract, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. But we brought Diomande in. He is only 20 years old, already a 3-star rating in the team. I really feel like he's going to be a huge player for us. So we have had some outs as well. We did finally manage to get rid of Adrian. We let him go for a free to Saudi. I was happy to let him go. I just wanted to get his wages off the books, so I'm glad that he's gone. Thiago went to Al Nassr for 50 million. Again, I had to jump at that price for a 31-year-old. I believe he's 31. He is 32. So, 50 million for him was an absolute no-brainer. PSG came in with a 35 million offer for Tsimikas, which would eventually rise to 42 million. So, naturally, I said yes. Tsimikas was a player that we were kind of thinking about moving on anyway. So for an offer for 35, maybe rising to 42, I think that's a steal for him. He's only worth between 30 and 42 at the moment anyway. He's 27. I'm not sad that he's gone, to be honest. Jarell Quansah did leave as well, unfortunately. 2.5 million we did get for him. I just felt that with the centre-backs that we had signed, there probably wasn't going to be room for Quansah. So I let him go to Leicester for 2.5 million. Probably a little bit cheap, but 2.5 million, it's fine. Matip has gone to Lazio for 10 million. Again, probably a bit cheap for a player his calibre, but I did feel that with all the centre-backs that we'd signed, we did need to move some on. So Matip has gone to Lazio for 10 million. He's worth between 20 and 24, and no one would make an offer for him under 10 million. I even had to negotiate that 10 million as well. So Lazio did get a very good deal for him. A few loans, as well as Nat Phillips has left to Leeds for 4.5 million. Again, sold him a bit on the cheap side just to get rid of him. He is worth probably about 8 to 9 million. But yeah, he was never really going to play for us. So I'm glad to have just gotten rid of him. And then, a few more loans. As you can see there, Adamo Nagalo has gone to Real Madrid on loan. He'll be getting some good La Liga experience there, to be honest. So I'm not too sad about that. So just a quick squad update as well. As you can see, everyone is in good form. Everyone is pretty happy for the most part as well. So basically what that means is that we're all playing very well together. The team is playing well. They're very cohesive. They know each other very well. They're getting good results. And it's an extremely good group of players. In terms of goals, what we have at the club is actually quite surprising. Darwin is leading the charts with 19, along with Cody. Gakpo has 19 as well. Darwin just edges him in the fact that he has 5 assists, whereas Gakpo only has 3. Curtis Jones surprisingly coming in third with 17 goals this season so far. Unbelievable stats for Curtis Jones. I'm so shocked at how good he's been for me. Pleasantly shocked. I'm never going to get rid of him. I'm so happy to keep him. He's developing so well. So yeah, he's going to be at the club for the foreseeable. Salah on 16 with 12 assists. Szoboszlai with 10 goals, 13 assists. We have Jota with 9 goals, 4 assists. And then we have Konate with 7 goals and 1 assist. So goals are coming from everywhere in the team, to be honest. There's only a handful of players who actually haven't scored a goal for us, 2 being goalkeepers. So yeah, we're getting goals from pretty much everyone at the moment. Diaz, surprisingly, he's been quite low on his numbers. He's been seriously injury prone this season. He's had a number of injuries. He's actually just coming back from another injury. So he hasn't really had that many minutes for us at all this season. I'm quite disappointed with the fact that he's only had a 3-goal, 1 assist season so far. But hopefully he can put his injury problems behind him and start performing and putting out the numbers that we actually expect him to put out. So on to the team that's going to face Man City today. Pretty standard. Same back 5 that you'd expect. Alisson in goal. Trent at right back, Virgil Konate as the centre backs, Andy Robertson as our left back. In midfield, we have a more defensive formation just to counter City. I do want to play a little bit more defensively against them, depending on how we get on in the game. I might switch back to our other tactic, which basically swaps out the ball-winning midfielder for an attacking midfielder. But Andre takes the role as the ball-winning midfielder today. Szoboszlai as the Carrilero. Centre midfield is McAllister, and then we have our 2 inside forwards, Jota on the left, Salah on the right, and then Darwin up front as the pressing forward. Pretty happy with that team overall, to be honest. Let's jump into the game and fingers crossed we can get a good result against City and really put some distance between us and them in the league. Alright, so we are underway at home to Man City. A highlight straight away. Bernardo has it on the wing, sends it into Haaland, who's going to charge forward. Has 5 defenders around him, 6 even, but he does manage to get it out to Foden on the left. Foden with the ball back for Matheus Nunes, who absolutely skies that. Probably should have done a lot better with that chance, to be honest. That's a good chance for City. We now have a highlight. Szoboszlai pass it, Trent won't get there. Foden recovers. Trent tries with the tackle, but Foden gets it off to Ake, who gives it to De Bruyne, who passes it forward to Haaland. There's 3 people around Haaland. Virgil recovers. Back to Alisson. Konate now on the ball. What can he do? Drives forward with the ball. That's very positive from Konate. Plays a ball into Salah. What can Salah do here? Slips it for Darwin. And Darwin gets a goal. It's first blood for us here at Anfield. 1-0. Darwin Núñez with finishing off a great move. All really from Konate. That was all Konate, to be honest. Made an excellent drive forward. Slipped Salah in. And then Salah, all he had to do was square the ball for Darwin, and Darwin got there and made sure of it. 1-0, happy days. Corner for us now. Szoboszlai sends a corner in. It's dealt with. Haaland can only get it out as far as Salah, who heads it back, but then it comes back again. Salah on the ball. Plays it for Trent. He's going to give it back. Salah, Trent again. Can he turn? No, he plays back to Konate. He's probably going to square this to Virgil. No, back to the keeper. Now Virgil's on the ball. Virgil taking his time, out to Konate. Konate back to the keeper. We're keeping possession here pretty well. Konate again on the ball. Szoboszlai spreads it out to Trent, who again feeds Salah. Can Salah do anything? Back to Trent. Trent with a good ball moving into the midfield. McAllister plays a risky pass for Robbo, but he gets it, and Darwin gets on the end of that. And probably should have done a lot better, to be honest. It was a chance for us. Walker has it thrown now. He plays Matheus Nunes to Haaland, back to Nunes, back to Walker. Ruben Diaz, De Bruyne hits the post. Wow. That was a good move by City. We got away with it there. Coming towards the end of the half now. There hasn't been a single highlight since, and it looks like we are going into half time. 1-0 up. We're doing pretty well, to be honest. We have had less possession at home, less passes. 1 more shot on target, and then 7 more shots overall. In regards to the chances that we've had, I think we've had better chances than what City have created. They have hit the post, but we've managed to put the ball in the net. So yeah, I'm happy. Let's get into the second half. Alright, second half underway. I'm probably going to switch our mentality as well from positive to balanced pretty shortly if there's no more highlights. Speaking of which, Bernardo has a corner, plays one to Gvardiol, but Jota robs him, and now we have a break. We've 4 players streaming forward, a lovely ball over the top for Szoboszlai. What can he do? He has to square it here. Brings it out. Oh, he's lost possession, and now Walker sends a ball forward for Foden, who tries to play in Haaland. Haaland is out wide. Konate wins a header there for a ball that was intended for De Bruyne, and McAllister can bring it forward now. Tries to play in Darwin, who turns around, gives possession back to Andre, but Darwin now has the ball. He's got himself into the box. He has to finish there. Oh my god, he essentially just walked into the box. And then Darwin did a very Darwin Núñez thing and missed from about 6 yards out. He's also had a header that's gone over the bar. Can't fault him though, we are getting chances. Let's look to make a substitution here. Let's see who's tired. Salah is tired. Jota's tired. Darwin's tired. Andre is tired, but he's having a good game. I think we're going to bring Gravenberch on for Alexis, who's not having the best of games, to be honest. Jota can come off. We'll bring on Cody, and we'll leave it at that for now. Okay, let's make a couple more substitutions. Still no highlights. Salah is absolutely wrecked, so let's get him off. We'll get Harvey on. Trent is tired as well, so we'll get Frimpong on. And then Andre does need to come off. So what we'll do is we'll bring on Curtis, and then we'll drop Gravenberch back into that role. Alisson with a kick out now. Konate has the ball. Sends it back to Virgil, who plays it to Curtis. Back to the keeper. Virgil. Konate and out to Frimpong. What can Frimpong do? He is absolutely rapid as well. He loves a run up the wing, and he is running up the wing. He's done this a few times for us. Sends in a lovely ball. Gakpo should have won that header. But Robertson's there. He's dispossessed by Foden. Virgil wins possession back, tidied up by Szoboszlai, and now Gravenberch has the ball. Plays in Harvey, who plays in Darwin. Has a shot. Great save by the keeper. Darwin could have been on a hat-trick today. He's missed 2 very good chances there. Now Robertson has the corner. Taking his time here. Sends one in. Konate is on the end of that, but it's gone over the bar. And we are running out of time in this match. 4 minutes left to play. And it's looking like we're going to come out 1-0 winners again. Yes, we are. So we've beaten City away and at home 1-0 this season. And that is huge for us. Huge in terms of the league. It puts us 4 points ahead of City with a game in hand. So potentially we could be 7 points ahead of City if we win our game in hand. An absolutely huge win for us. Crucial win for us. I'm delighted. Not vintage football by any stretch of the imagination. Again, as I said, Darwin could have had a hat-trick today. He missed 2 very, very good chances. City unlucky as well with the fact that they hit the post through a De Bruyne shot. But yeah, 1-0, we'll take that all day. Okay, so with that 1-0 win, that does leave us with some tasty fixtures coming up. We have the 5th round in the FA Cup against United. I'll probably come back for that next episode. We then have our double header in our Europa League round of 16. So we'll probably come back for the second leg of that. And then heading into the end of the season, there's not really much that stands out. Probably the Arsenal game, the second last game of the season. Maybe we can come back for that. But I think probably to be honest, the schedule that we'll have, maybe we'll do a double live com for the next episode. So we will come back for the Man United game in the FA Cup 5th round. We'll come back then for the second game in that episode will be our second leg in the Europa League. And then to round it out, we'll look at the Europa League semi-final if we make it. We'll look at the FA Cup as well if we make it in that. If we make it to the final of either of those, I will do a live com on them. And then probably we'll do the Crystal Palace game at the end of the season just to round out the season. And we'll finish on a season review. That is all from me today, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the views that I've been getting. Thank you for all the support that you've been showing me on these videos. It really means a lot to me as someone who's just trying to get a channel up off the ground. It really does mean a lot that people are supporting and watching these videos. So thanks again. If you like what you see, please leave me a comment. Again, if you have any suggestions or comments, I suppose, please feel free to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Any potential sign-ins for next season maybe, or just your thoughts. Leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe as well. I'm really trying to get this channel going, so a subscription from you would mean the absolute world to me. I would really appreciate if you just click that button, click subscribe, and also just give me a like on the video as well. If this is something that you're enjoying, just give me a like. It really lets me know how I'm doing in terms of the video, how it's performing, and how well you're receiving these videos that I'm making for you. Anyway, that is all from me. Thank you again. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in my next video.